Bulletcast. Bulletcast. For life.
Get up, this is a revolution. This is our time to rise. Look deep within your mind, look deep into the hate in my eyes. We are the elite, and you are the weak.
Hey, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? You know the name, you know the voice, you know exactly why I'm here. I'm a microphone messiah. He is a Canadian destroyer. He is a Las Vegas coffee mug that he's drinking out of. Brandon and Phillip are back. 201. That's a long time, man. That is a very long time. How you been, man? I haven't talked to you since what? In the Click or War Games? War Games? How you been, bud? You doing good?
Doing just fine, Phillip. We're halfway through the last month of 2020. Can't come soon enough.
Man,
Almost there.
hey, let's just hope we all survive, bud. Seriously. You know, we have another stay-at-home order. We got to make sure that we that we stay in the house. Wear your mask if you have to go out into the public. Just be careful, guys.
I knew 2020 wasn't going to be the best year in the world because my New Year's Eve into New Year's was not the best. So it was
I don't
it was
think I've
foreshadowing.
I don't think I've ever heard this. Please tell.
I mean, just plans fell through, and then the things I ended up doing weren't exactly that fun. So it just kind of it was just foreshadowing of
What did you
things to come.
what did you do on New Year's Eve, Brandon?
I mean, I just hung out at someone's house, and it was just kind of boring. There was like kids there, and instead of I could have been like someone else's house when there was like binge drinking and alcohol and other shenanigans.
Brandon, how come we've never hung out on New Year's Eve?
Well, we can't do it this year, so maybe next year.
No. At the end of 2021, we're gonna party it up, bud. Yes, absolutely.
Maybe we'll go to we'll go to Vegas next year. Probably not though.
Episode 201, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a great ride. It really has. Brandon's gonna name this episode. Brandon, what'd you think of the 200th? You didn't listen to it because you lived it, right?
I did live it. I don't need to listen to it. Fantastic.
It's like a football player studying tape, man. You gotta watch yourself back.
All the tape is up here. I got it. All the tape is up here.
Oh, really? All
don't ask me about the interviews. The tape about us and Cindy.
I've been thinking, man. I think some of my favorites are when you've given me heart attacks on this show. I've been thinking about those. My palpitations.
Should I give you another one for good measure? But the only one that came to mind would be a lie, and I can't lie to the people.
You can't lie to the people. We love the people. We love the fans. Thank you guys seriously so much. Thank you to the nation. I love you guys. And if you are wondering why I have a mask on my chin, you can't see my chin. It's not going to happen today, guys. I'm sorry.
That's not how you wear a mask, Phillip. You put it over your nose.
There we go. Can you still hear me okay? Can you hear me okay? Is this good?
It's just fine.
It's just fine. All right. Hey, I'm just going to record like this now, guys. Let's just do that. All right. So Roman Reigns, he reigns supreme on SmackDown, ladies and gentlemen. He beats down Kevin Owens. He beats down his cousin Jay. Brandon, what are your thoughts on this? And they did a great tribute to Pat Patterson, by the way. R.I.P. Pat once again.
They did do a great tribute to Pat Patterson. NXT, SmackDown, and Raw, they all did a fantastic job. But Roman Reigns, that storyline just continues to be the best thing going in WWE at the moment. And I mean, I've been watching Raw a lot more than I've been watching SmackDown, and my viewing habits might start to be shifting where I watch SmackDown a whole lot better than I watch Raw. Because I mean, Roman Reigns, as much as I dog him, see what I did there? All 201 episodes, even though like 198 of them only count. Doing good stuff, and the conflicted family member, and you have sympathy for, is it Jay? I believe it's Jay. And he's still doing bad things, even though you still feel on the inside he's a good person.
Absolutely. He has that lovable character quality about him where, he's done some bad things, but you still kind of love him. You still want to see him do well in life, That's a good trait to have. I mean, obviously you shouldn't do bad things, but if you do get roped into something, if you have that quality about you, I think you'll be all right. You won't go to trial, your bail will be lifted. And all that good stuff, right?
So as long as you're like a good person on the inside, but you join a cult, you'll be fine.
No. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying like if you get roped into something, but you didn't really know what was going on, you know, as long as you're a good person, you'll persevere. Now, Jay, he has to do this. He doesn't want to be kicked out of the family. I mean, Brandon, you don't want to be kicked out of your family, you know? You know what I mean?
I understand what you mean, but
Yeah.
my family's not asking me to go beat up the neighbor next door for no reason.
I mean, I'm the head of the table. I ask people to do these kind of things. You know, it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. But I guess we can move on from SmackDown. WWE is open to working with other promotions. Triple H revealed this in a media call promoting NXT TakeOver All Games. Brandon, what are your thoughts on WWE working with other wrestling promotions?
It's WWE. I would assume when he means working with other promotions, that would mean buying the other promotions. But I mean, it's all just right circumstances. If WWE finds a partner, and it'd probably be like a very lower level partner, and it's not going to be New Japan or Impact, AEW, anything like that. And also, it was coming off the heels of AEW and Impact working together. So I think it was just more like Triple H just saying the right thing and just saying, we're open to it. If it happens, it happens. But more likely than not, it's not going to happen. It's just him kind of appeasing the media and people asking that question.
I'd be down to see some stuff. I really would. I mean, we saw NXT work with like Evolve and stuff like that. NXT UK
Which
work
WWE bought.
Well, I mean, the pandemic happened and they went out of business. So, yeah, I mean, let's say the pandemic didn't happen, they probably wouldn't have bought them. We don't know that. We've seen,
and then now WWE almost runs a monopoly in the UK independents.
Yeah, I mean, Progress and ICW and all those other promotions like Tyler Bate and Trent Seven and Pete Dunne have gone on to work for them since they were being involved in NXT or NXT UK. So, I mean, good things have happened, so to speak. It's going to be interesting to see, though. It really will. It really will if WWE works with other promotions. All right, Tony Khan says WWE treated Rusev like ish for years.
No lies detected.
What are your thoughts on that?
I think the whole Rusev thing is complicated, as I've talked about. Maybe Rusev didn't have the best ideas creatively because what he's doing right now in AEW, there's some ups and some downs. I mean, when he comes to like his in-ring and the way he's portrayed when he's wrestling and fighting, I love it. I think he comes across great and looks like a monster. But then when he's doing the backstage video game stuff with Kip and Penelope, that's when I have an issue with it. But I mean, Rusev came in with Lana, big bad Russian dude. I loved him. I mean, I even saw Rusev like at a house show before he made it to the main roster when he was still wearing like the boxing garb, kind of like what he's wearing right now. And he was like even more big bad, and I think it was Bulgarian technically. He wasn't Russian at the time. So, I mean,
well, he's never been Russian.
I mean, they treated him like he was Russian.
Okay.
At the beginning,
I got you.
But, I mean, I think at the beginning he was fine. I think it's just he hit the quote unquote glass ceiling. I mean, he got over, but WWE never let him like make that next step. I think a lot of people wanted him to.
I mean, yeah, I can see that. I mean, he got over. He really got over.
I'm not saying if he made that step, he would have been successful. I'm just saying they didn't allow him to make that step.
He got over with the Tank and Lana, and he had some weird storylines with like Summer Rae and all this other weird stuff. The whole Lashley Lana wedding. I mean, Rusev Day, he got over. Just Aiden English singing him out there. Had some opportunities at the WWE title. But I mean, I don't think they treated him like ish. You know what I mean?
I think it's just more like the back half that people remember a lot more. People kind of forget the early part where he was like a monster and he was built up quite good. Like the match with John Cena, yeah, maybe he should have won, but it's John Cena. He won for America. So I think people are kind of fogged up by the end. That was kind of ugly with Rusev Day. They kind of forget the beginning.
Yeah, the beginning was pretty nice. Go watch the NXT stuff up until like, I don't know, that weird Summer Rae stuff. That's when it just started to get kind of frustrating. Was he in the League of Nations? Was he in that?
Yeah, he did he get stunned by Stone Cold? I think he did. It was him and Xavier Woods that got stunned.
Yeah, he was in the League of Nations. Oh my God, oh Jesus, never forget. But yeah, I mean, look, it's still kind of early in his AEW run to really judge, but I mean, he hasn't been portrayed very well since he's been there. But at least he has a Twitch channel, am I right?
He does have a Twitch channel. Right before we went on the air, I went on Twitch just to kind of kill some time watching Allie on Twitch, even though she was just talking. She wasn't really playing anything at the moment.
Allie has a Twitch. Oh, wow. That's interesting to me. All right, ladies and gentlemen, outside of the ring, Vice pulls their episode for China for Dark Side of the Ring. So I will read this. I probably worded that weirdly. I'm sorry, America. Sorry, people.
Worldwide.
Worldwide, absolutely. Globally,
Prestige.
I'm sorry. So I will read the release. There are no plans for an episode about China for an upcoming season of Dark Side of the Ring. At the start of pre-production earlier this year, we became aware of multiple projects that were currently in production about China, and thus we immediately decided against pursuing this as a future subject. Brandon, would you like to see them do a Dark Side of the Ring about China eventually, sometime in the future?
Yeah, I mean, I think China has a very interesting story, and when she was alive, she was kind of cut off from the mainstream media, so we didn't really see or hear from her all too much. And as Vice said, there's other projects in the works. What exactly does that mean? Is it like a full-fledged like documentary from a different place, Netflix, something or another? So, I mean, if you really want a China documentary, it seems like you're going to get one, and that seems kind of exciting. Now, and if it's, I don't think it's WWE related, because I don't think WWE really wants to delve into, especially what happened after she left the WWE. But I think if it's in the hands of the right people, it could be very interesting and well done.
Absolutely. Let the Ringer get their hands on it. They did a great job with the Andre doc. Yes, sir. All right, the Slammies are coming back. Are you excited about the Slammies, Brandon?
I'm not as excited for the Slammies as I am for the Casties.
Yes, the Casties, the Bullet Cast Awards 2020. That's going to be, we have 15 categories. It's going to be an extravaganza. So I'm really excited about that. But
maybe I'll wear a suit, because I bought all these suits for when I get a job, and that hasn't happened yet. So maybe I'll bust out a suit.
We should dress up. I bought some dress shirts for this field I'm supposed to be going into. We should dress up, absolutely. And whoever joins us, I'm gonna tell them to dress up as well. Have you ever seen me dressed up, Brandon? It's quite the difference.
I think you only wear a sweatshirt when you're around me.
Yeah, exactly.
And sweatpants. Well, I mean, it's 2020. We're still wearing sweatpants. Let's be honest.
Absolutely. Back in my day, I used to be dapper and dope. All right.
Not really.
Whoa. I used to dress it up.
I was gonna say I'm not really a suit guy.
I'm not either, but
more of a streetwear guy.
Absolutely. I went to a private college. I had to wear suits and stuff in like 110-degree heat. I looked fly while doing it, though. Let me tell you. I was styling and profiling like Nate. Yes, sir. But yeah, the Slammies, I've missed them. They haven't been around in 5 years. This is something they always could have just put on the network, but they never did. I don't know why. You don't need to have it on Raw or SmackDown or whatever.
Was the last time they had the Slammies when like Roman won everything, and that was just like a complete backlash?
That was 2014. 2015 was the last Slammies where Seth Rollins was a superstar of the year. Yeah, he did that laugh. There you go. I'm excited for the Slammies.
Shout out Becky and Seth.
Oh yes, congratulations to Becky and Seth. They had a baby. They had a baby.
Do we know how to pronounce it? Is it Rokes?
Rux? I don't know. But
the baby. Show me the baby.
Show me the baby. All right, inside of the ring, Bronson Steiner. I don't know. Is this Scott Steiner's son or Rick Steiner? Whichever one.
It's Jordan Grace's brother. Let's be honest.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. He used to play professional football, and he had a WWE tryout recently. What are your thoughts on the next generation of Steiners getting in that ring?
It should be interesting. Once again on Twitch. Impact is on Twitch. They had a Scott Steiner match, and I forget who was. I don't think it was Petey Williams. Might have been Petey Williams. I'm not exactly sure, but Scott Steiner, I'm a fan. I mean, I know he's kind of a meme at this point, but I enjoy his work. I mean, even back in the 90s when he was a tag team with his brother, I think what's his name, Bronson, if he's good, if he is really related to the Steiners, I don't know. I just heard about this right now.
No, it's either Scott. It's either Scott or Rick. It's their son. I can't remember which one.
Okay. So, I mean, if it's a legit Steiner, I enjoy their work. And if he's brought up the right way and has the same amount of talent than Scott and Rick, it should be fun.
Dude, we might have to start doing some watch-alongs of some Steiner matches because they were ahead of their time. They were just dropping dudes on their heads, and Rick with the headgear and stuff. And of course, Scott Steiner. I mean, he's a big bad booty daddy. You gotta love it, man. One of the greatest mathematicians in the world.
I mean, I've talked about Survivor Series 2000 being like one of my favorite shows of all time just because I had the VHS. Scott Steiner making his debut. Holla if you hear me. Amazing. Every time they do like a run-in with an ambulance, I always get excited that it's Scott Steiner, but it never is, and I get very disappointed.
Is it wrong that every time like I hear an ambulance like on the street or something, I immediately go to Scott Steiner? I'm like somebody's in peril, but I immediately think of holler if you hear me. Is that wrong?
We all do it from time
Oh,
to
okay,
time.
okay, okay. I just want to make sure I'm not a terrible person. Jesus. All right. This day in wrestling, Bruno Sammartino wins the WWF Championship in 1973. I think he defeats Stan. Yeah, Stan Stasiak. Did you know Sean Stasiak is from Hayward?
The second greatest product of Hayward.
Yes. Yeah, I had no idea. I was like, what? Really? That's awesome.
Was he born in the Kaiser that I was born in? We'll say yes. Him and The Rock and me. All three. Greatness.
Yeah. Yes. Absolutely. All right. What else happened? Terry Funk on this day, 1975, wins the NWA title. He defeats, I want to say Harley Race. Well, sure. Let's just go with Harley Race. Armageddon 2000. This is the 6-man Hell in a Cell where Undertaker chokeslams Rikishi off of the cage and into the bed of hay. This was 20 years ago today. That's fantastic, ladies and gentlemen. Raw on this day in 2001, undisputed champion Chris Jericho was taking on Stone Cold Steve Austin. Turning Point 2006, Abyss defeats Sting and Christian Cage to retain the NWA title. Raw on this day in 2007, Cody Rhodes and Hardcore Holly win the World Tag Team Championships. Raw on this day in 2018, a TLC match between Baron Corbin and Seth Rollins happened for the Intercontinental Championship. Happy birthday to S.A. Rios. Remember him with Lita? He's 42 years old today. And JTG, just that gangsta, is 36 years old. Money. Yeah. Any thoughts about the things that happened on this day? You see clearly? Bitter place in a broken dream?
Shout out JTG. Heard some of his interviews. He's a very eloquent guy and he's pretty funny as well.
Yeah, I mean, I've always loved JTG. He has the best advice for wrestling, man. When you're selling, act like you got shot. That's why his selling was so mage.
So I just looked up Turning Point 2006 just because I wanted to see if Scott Steiner was on that show. I don't think he was, but if you want something else to look at, you can look at Eric Young versus Miss Brooks in a bikini contest. TNA.
Tracy Brooks?
Is that her name?
Yeah.
Yes, Tracy Brooks.
She has a podcast too. Shout out to Tracy Brooks. Go check
with
it out.
Robert Roode. So look, you get Eric Young and Robert Roode. Well, I don't think Robert Roode's in the bikini contest, but he's there.
I would hope. I would hope not. I mean, we don't want to see his glorious package. Jesus.
But it's not a glorious a package as Austin Aries' package.
No, Austin Aries has the best package in the history of the business.
Exactly.
But Daniel Bryan has the best small package in the history of the business.
Bryan Danielson / Daniel Bryan.
Yes.
Best small package in the game.
Defeated what is it? Defeated Sami Zayn with it this past Friday on SmackDown. Yes. Using Pat Patterson.
Brie Bella pregnant twice.
Absolutely. Using Pat Patterson's old trick to defeat the current Intercontinental Champion. You got to love it. All right, fan mail, ladies and gentlemen. Who 420?
Who?
Hey, mates, once again, congratulations on 200 episodes. Can't wait for the next 200. Thanks, bud. Love you. Love you, man. Thank you so much. But serious question. At what age is it appropriate for someone to find out wrestling is a work? I was 15. Damn those dirt sheets and message boards. LOL. Oh, man. I mean, I guess we can tell the story about when we found out. Brandon, why don't you go first?
So I don't really have like a fun story to tell because like I always loved it. And I always kind of like knew what was going on. So I don't have like a specific moment in time where like I found out it was a work. I think like the entire time, like my parents were always like, oh, what's fake, right? And I was like, I don't care. I like it. So, I mean, I always kind of knew. So, I mean, I know that's not really interesting, but there it is. So like when I was whatever, I started watching like 8 to 10, I kind of knew at that point, but I didn't care.
Well, I have two ages, really. So I was 13. It was like May of 2009. I was like reading. I guess this is when I started getting into dirt sheets or whatever. And this is what's going to happen on SmackDown. I'm like, but it's Wednesday. It hasn't aired yet. It comes out on Fridays. That's how I found out like it was like pre-taped and whatever. And along the way you figure out it's a work or whatever. But this I don't think I've ever told this story on air. I'm living in Florida at the time. I'm 15 years old, and I find out about APW just on the internet. I'm like, yo, what? There's a school in Hayward. So I call up, and Roland Alexander answers the phone or whatever, or I leave a message for him, and he calls me back a couple days later, and I'm like, I want to train, sir, and this and that, and then I kept looking back at it, like in the moment I was hurt when he told me this, but this is what I said. I said, yeah, Matt, yes, sir, I can get hit with an RKO, I can get hit with a code breaker, I can kick out of anything. And he said, son, I'm gonna be completely honest with you. Don't take this the wrong way, but you know absolutely nothing about this business. And that was like the big wake up call. I guess that's when it kind of comes full circle. You know what I mean? I mean, I'm a 15-year-old kid. I'm a 15-year-old kid. And I was hurt. I really was. I was like, "Oh my god, wait, what?" But then, I he tells me to watch Beyond the Mat, and so I find it on the internet, and I guess that's when the whole okay, this is really a work. I guess that's when it kind of comes to fruition for me. So we have Roland Alexander to thank for that.
Is your middle name Mark?
No, no, no.
Surprised he didn't like go in harder on you because Roland, he can be a little prickly.
I mean, the encounters I had with him, like I met him when I was 15. My grandma and I went. I wanted her to sign me up so bad, she didn't do it. And then I went to a tryout when I was 17. Winner gets free training. I met with him again. He remembered me from coming to shows or whatever. And yeah, I mean, the encounters I had with him were cool. They were nice. I didn't get those vibes, but yeah, man. So
Never met him. First indie show I ever went to was the Roland Alexander Memorial Show where some bum wrestled Timothy Thatcher.
yeah,
Great match. Great match.
okay, okay. But yeah, man. So Roland, he gave me the wake up call by telling me to watch Beyond the Mat. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen.
If you didn't know, the bum is Adam Thornstowe.
No, I picked up on it. I don't know
Okay,
if
just wanted to make sure.
I don't know if the people picked up on it. So yeah, guys, that's that. Who do you 420?
Who do you?
I've never been one to really love the part timers, but Sting and AEW, that's what I love. We're going to talk about that, man. We're definitely going to talk about that. Go listen to End the Click to hear our full analysis of it. But I guess we can give you a little quick synopsis of what we think so far once we get to AEW. Jack of all trades. Awesome 200th episode, boys. I want to say rest in peace to Pat Patterson, one of the best to ever do it. It's his creative mind. His creative mind was absolutely amazing. I love the Intercontinental Championship, but I might love the Royal Rumble even more. He was a key role in both of those historic pieces of wrestling history. Thank you, Mr. Patterson. Absolutely, man. And Pat came up with he came up with with a lot of finishes for matches. Do you know what's probably my favorite finish that he came up with?
The Montreal Screwjob. I don't know.
There was no screw job in Montreal. I don't know what you're talking about. There's a screw job at WrestleMania 14, but the Iron Man match, WrestleMania 12, man, going into overtime. Then we get to sudden death, the greatest athletic contest of that point in history. It was absolutely don't wake your ass up. Wake your ass up. Ain't nothing wrong with you. Get up. Get up.
Sorry, you started talking about the WrestleMania 12 main event. I started falling asleep.
Is there a better Iron Man match? Is there a better one?
I mean, it's not technically an hour, but Bayley and Sasha just crap all over that match.
I mean, look, we've had 3-hour long ones.
What was it? Brock Lesnar and Kurt Angle on SmackDown.
Okay, we had 4. We've had 4. I'd go Shawn and Brett, Brock and Kurt, Hunter and Rock, and then Orton and Cena. That's the order I'd put them in. Yeah,
I know it's not technically an Iron Man match, but Okada and Kenny. Any Ric Flair 60-minute match, probably.
Okay, but it's not an Iron Man match.
But it's going the same amount of time.
But that's a Broadway. That's a Broadway. Different terminology there. Different.
I know nothing about this business, kid.
That's oh my god, it's like I'm talking to Roland all over again. Jesus. All right, Alfie Lewis. Hey guys, congrats on the 200th episode. But who's your pick for Superstar of the Year? For me, it has to be
wait and find out.
Absolutely, for me, it has to be Roman. Like Phillip says, I'm rocking with the Tribal Chief. Hey, bro, I appreciate that. I love it. I love it. We have fan mail. We have a lot of fan mail on the
We haven't been doing this for 2 weeks.
on the Instagram.
We're like Santa.
Oh wow, Karrion Kross came back. Thank you, Jesus. Welcome.
Shout out
back,
Scarlett,
bud.
Smoke Show. Well, she's not Smoke Show anymore, but she'll always be the Smoke Show.
She'll always be the smoke show. I'm looking at her picture on my wall now. Yes. All right, baby Huey. Why are you blocking? Oh, this is when I uploaded the video on the Instagram promoting the fan mail. What's your favorite episode of Family Matters? Oh, Jesus.
Never seen it.
Steve Urkel, did I do that? Really? You've never seen this?
Seen clips. Never actually sat down and watched an episode.
Any episode where Steve Urkel turns to Stefan Urkel, that's his alter ego, like he hops in a machine and all that great stuff. Is Die Hard a Christmas movie? Never seen it.
It is a Christmas movie.
I've never seen it.
It is a movie that takes place during Christmas, so it is a Christmas movie.
Okay. There we go. All right. Let's see. Carlos Mendoza, Mex Mendoza, former Bullet Cast champion. Can you see Kenny Omega winning titles all over the world and have a Dark Order Hangman to put a stop to his title reign? That's a possibility, man. We don't know. We'll have to wait and see. We're gonna talk about Kenny Omega and Brightest Day. Oh my God, he ran the gauntlet with it. We got
Mr. X.
He gave us like 7. Are you ready?
I am ready. Ready to go. 60 minutes, baby.
Woohoo! All right, here we go. Needless to say, I'm still excited about Sting's debut in AEW. What role do you see him having there? I see him as an unofficial enforcer, someone who will maintain order when things get too out of control. Yeah, he kind of did that in TNA when he was like the face for the network or whatever. Yes, when they were on Spike. So I don't know. What role do you see Sting having in AEW, or do you just want to wait till we get there?
I mean, we've kind of heard like mixed reports about him being an on-air presence weekly or, almost weekly. We've heard reports of him wrestling, not wrestling, but I think the enforcer or like authority figures, like he's an authority figure, but he's not like, the authority, something like that, to where, if something goes off too much, then he'll come in and try to stop it. Maybe he has a match every now and then. Because, I mean, when it first happened, I was kind of like, maybe he shouldn't wrestle, but there's been enough time passed. I don't know what his health status exactly is. And if he passes a physical and AEW thinks he can wrestle, then I don't expect too much from him. I don't think he's definitely not taking any buckle bombs. He's maybe will take limited bumps and probably not like any, high risk bumps at that. So I would say temper your expectations about in-ring quality and in-ring matches, but I think just his presence is fun to watch.
Absolutely. Also, what kind of angle will they set up between Stinger and Darby? Teacher protege. I think that's the right way to go. What about you?
I think Sting is going to try to be his mentor, but Darby is going to push away. Now, I don't exactly know how this works because Darby is a babyface. Sting is going to be babyface forever. So I don't know if you go face-face, if you go turn Darby heel or kind of tweener. Or, I mean, you can just have him be like, the kid who doesn't want to hear from his parents or something, even though I was surprised that he's a year older than me. He's 27. I thought he was like 23 or something, but I see something like that. Like, I think the matchup, it should be a lot of fun if they do go to it.
Or they can go face versus face/heel because, he only paints one side of his face. No? It's like Two-Face, bro. Like the Harvey Dent side is good, but the scarred side is evil. We can't do that? We can't do that?
You can do anything you want.
Bro, are you not a Batman fan?
More of a Marvel guy.
Wow. Marvel. I'm saying my comments about Marvel. I don't need to be crucified on the internet. Yeah. During the Winter is Coming episode of Dynamite last week, just before Sting came out, was I the only one who thought Glacier was showing up? Hey, I saw Glacier at StarCast in full gimmick and get up. He looks like he can go. Yeah.
It wouldn't shock me if Glacier makes a random appearance sometime.
Absolutely. He'll be one of Cody's tag partners. I'm not opposed to it. Will they pull the trigger on Asuka and Lana winning the tag titles? They should, and have Lana win the Women's Royal Rumble. I'm all for it, man. Let's do it.
I don't know about the Women's Royal Rumble, but it kind of seems like they're heading that direction because, I mean, the finale should be like Lana wins. Or like, I'm scared that she's going to win, but she still doesn't do anything, and she's going to feel accomplished by it. Like, Asuka does all the work. She pins whatever. Like, she kicks Nia Jackson, Lana pins her. So I could see that happening.
I mean, okay, let's say Lana doesn't win the Royal Rumble. She needs to be either Final Four, bottom three, final two, or the winner. Like one of those scenarios Lana needs to be in. Yeah.
I think with the amount of TV time you've put towards her, I think you should have her in the end just to freak people out, at
Yeah.
least.
Yes, 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 yes. Do it. Like Santino when he did he almost win the Royal Rumble in like 2011?
She.
Yeah.
Proper pronouns.
Santino?
Santina.
No, it was Santino. And the
Santina.
2011 Royal Rumble, the one Del Rio won, yeah.
No, I was going with like Santina and the WrestleMania 25 thing.
Oh, yeah, we don't yeah, that never happened. Um should we be concerned that WWE is trying to ruin Roman's heel turn by having him do some really crazy-ish? I don't think he's doing anything crazy at the moment, you know?
Could you repeat the question about Roman?
Should we be concerned that WWE is going to ruin Roman's heel turn by having him do some really crazy-ish?
I don't know what you mean by crazy, but I don't know who's exactly involved. But as I said earlier, I have full anticipation that this thing will be good. Now, will it climax at WrestleMania with The Rock or with whoever, Drew McIntyre? We shall see, but I'm very intrigued to see where they go. And the thing is, he's still like technically like, I don't like, he's a heel, but it's like the commentators and everyone kind of around him are just kind of not talking about it, but I like it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I just had a frightening thought. If Adam Cole jumps to SmackDown at some point, what are the odds Vince will create an angle where Adam is Michael Cole's son? Wow.
I mean, he's not.
I I I don't know what to think about that one. Oh, this is a non-wrestling related one. Are you ready, Brandon?
I am ready.
All right. What TV shows are you guys into right now? For me, I'm enjoying the newest season of The Curse of Oak Island on the History Channel. Been watching that since episode 1. Super happy that BattleBots is back. Hopefully, Ink Master will have a new season soon. Also, need to catch up on the newest season of Fargo. Brandon, you still watching that trashy reality TV?
Yeah, we got a new episode of Jersey Shore tonight. Can't wait. Excited. Shout out my girl Nilsa. She announced that she's pregnant. Sad. But anyways, Curse of Oak Island. My mother watches that show all the time. So sometimes I'll drop in and watch a little bit of it. So, I'm right there with you, Mr. X. Used to watch Ink Masters, kind of fell off. But I just finished Wretched on Netflix. If you like American Horror Story, Sarah Paulson, I think it's good. Let's see. The Good Doctor. I like that show. I don't watch like too much television. I'm more like, as you guys know, sports and wrestling is kind of the thing I watch a lot. Trashy reality television. I do like that as well. But Big Mouth, they just dropped a new season on Netflix. So I'm more of like a Netflix guy. So pretty much like all the big time Netflix stuff I've seen.
Yeah, man. I mean, my grandma just got Hulu when I stole the account, and there's some good stuff on there. I've been watching a lot of Dr. Pimple Popper. Yeah.
That's kind of one of those things that if I see it on and I'm watching something else, I'll watch it during commercials.
Like this lady had like these giant keloids on her ears. Oh my God, Jesus, it was frightening.
I got the plug with the HBO Max subscription, so I'll be watching some Wonder Woman and whatever the other free movies are coming out next year.
HBO Max, you're gonna be watching Friends, bud?
Never seen an episode.
What?
There's your heart attack.
Oh my God! How have you never seen an episode of Friends?
If anything, I would get into watching Seinfeld because I love Curb Your Enthusiasm.
How have you never seen Friends? You've never been watching and no one told you life was gonna be this way. You've never been able to do the. Oh my!
I mean,
God.
I know the theme song because it's everywhere. But
oh my God! I'm having palpitations. Oh Jesus! I can't believe this. I really can't. What's wrong with you?
Have you seen Breaking Bad, Phillip?
No.
What are you doing? It's the greatest television show of all time.
I'm not gonna go that far. Let's calm down. Isn't that with what, Bryan Cranston?
Yes.
Yo, he played in that little crummy Disney movie, 'Twas the Night. That's better than Breaking Bad. I'm gonna say that right now.
Malcolm in the Middle, better than Breaking Bad.
I wasn't a big Malcolm in the Middle fan. I only watched the opening because it had like I think it was like wrestling. I think it was like Bret Hart in the opener. But now that I look back at it, the opener was trash.
Shout out Mr. Pierce. Sometimes on Fridays when we were a good class, we'd watch an episode of Malcolm in the Middle sometimes.
Oh Jesus, bro! What is wrong with you? I guess currently, I'm a big Days of Our Lives fan. I'll admit it. I'm out here watching that. Somebody else just came back from the dead on the show yesterday. Good stuff, man.
Is that the one? Is Stephen A. Smith on that show? I know he does some sort of
What?
daytime drama, whatever the soap operas.
No. He hasn't been on there. No, our president's been on there though.
As Barack Obama, or is he playing somebody else?
No, the current guy.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah, 2007. Go and look it up, kids. Yeah. So I guess with that being said, let's jump into Monday Night Raw. AJ Styles, The Miz, and John Morrison defeat Drew McIntyre and Sheamus in a 3-on-2 handicap match. Yeah.
Yep, that was the match that happened, and I think it was the appropriate finish. I think having Sheamus take the pin, Styles winning, build him up a little bit. I mean, it's fine. I do kind of, I wouldn't say like enjoy it as much as the Roman storyline, but I do kind of like how they're building two separate feuds, it seems like, at the same time, with Styles obviously being the thing now and something brewing with Sheamus, and they're kind of asking the obvious question of what is he doing with McIntyre. But as of this moment, everything seems good.
Absolutely. The Fiend switches so it's regular Bray Wyatt. We're really glad that you're our friend.
You need a drop. I know you have that episode somewhere saved.
It's on YouTube. I just have to find that precise moment, and I'll pull it and add it to the drop. Regular Bray Wyatt is going up against Randy Orton. Randy hits an RKO. He's pinning him, and then the lights go out, and he turns into the Fiend. That's new. And I like that.
Yeah, it's a new little thing. I thought it was kind of corny because I mean, you could just tell that it was stop. Bray goes and changes, and they come back. I felt like you could have done it so much better with just have the hard camera and just switch it to the, have the hard camera just stay on it, and then you see him switch. Because when they changed it to like the very upfront camera angle, I just like, all right. Sometimes WWE gets a little too cinematic sometimes.
What are you talking about? The lights went out, and he turned into the Fiend. There's no going and changing of anything.
Phillip, there's a lot more you need to learn about this business.
What do you mean? What are you talking about? Lana and Asuka defeat Jackson, Shayna Baszler. Shayna Baszler coming after Big E on Twitter, saying that she gets more tail than he does. Are these facts? Do we know this for sure? Has this been confirmed?
I cannot confirm nor deny how much tail Shayna Baszler gets.
Saw her in the Cow Palace once, though, before she was a big star.
Did she just take the APW Women's Championship with her? Because I've never seen that thing since.
I didn't even know they had a women's title.
Me neither. She just showed up one day with it, and I was like, oh, okay. I guess she's a champion.
Yeah, that's like the first time I've ever heard or seen that championship. And all the times I went to the garage, never heard a lick about a women's title.
She wrestled Candice in that match?
Was it a multi-person match?
It was like Shayna, Candice, and somebody else. Shout out Candice. Met her and some other person who shall not be named. And I bought a Candice LeRae shirt.
We can talk about Tessa Blanchard here.
I'm not talking about her. I'm talking about her partner.
Oh, yeah. I bought that shirt. Yeah. Oh, Jesus.
I bought a Candice shirt this week. Hindsight's Pixie. And I also bought my boy Dominic. Shout out something, Curveballs and Chair Shots. Christmas Exchange coming soon, a couple weeks.
Oh, what? Is there a Bulletcast Christmas Exchange?
I mean, if you want, there will to be.
Yeah, just buy one of our shirts. That's my present. There we go. All right. So, I mean, what are your thoughts on Lana and Asuka and the whole Women's Tag Team Championships thing?
It's happening. They are continuing this thing with Lana. It just kind of shows that there's no depth whatsoever in the tag team women's division, which kind of sucks. I mean, you're using your women's champion, singles champion, in the women's tag team champion picture. Yeah, it's just all over the place right now.
Yeah. If Asuka wins, she'll be a 3-time women's tag champ, right? I think so.
She won it twice with the Kabuki Warriors.
I believe so.
Let's see, I can look it up right now.
Do a Google check while I talk about Dana Brooke versus Reckoning, who looks a lot like me again. It's not her, but it looks a lot like her. Congrats for Dana Brooke. I mean, when's the last time she got a win on TV? I really don't know.
The week before when she beat Reckoning.
Oh, she beat her twice?
Yes, she beat her twice.
Really? I had no idea. Oh my god. Okay, before last week, when was the last time she got a singles victory? That's what we should be talking about. We might have to go back a couple of years, like 2017 maybe.
Okay, I'm here with Asuka's WWE lineage. She is
Okay.
a one-time NXT Women's Champion, a
Okay.
two-time Raw Women's Champion,
Okay.
one-time SmackDown Women's Champion, and a one-time Women's Tag Team Champion. So only one time.
Okay. So
But
this
she
will be
has
her
won a mixed match challenge, which is The Miz.
Yes, absolutely. Team Oscar. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. So if Oscar and Lana win, this will be her second run with the titles. It'd be interesting to see. It would. I don't know. Any thoughts about Reckoning and Dana Brooke? Dana Brooke, great theme song, by the way.
Reckoning, aka Mia Yim. I love her so much. I think she has so much talent, and just having her lose back-to-back matches to Dana Brooke of all people. Like, no hate to Dana Brooke, but I mean, she has not been portrayed even like Asuka or Nia Jax or Shayna Baszler in the past year. It hurts my heart because I feel like Mia Yim could have came in as Mia Yim and been maybe not a difference maker per se, but been a key piece in the women's division, especially with Becky Lynch out. And they're just having her job and having Mustafa Ali berate her. And I just hope that this is her breaking off and she can come back as Mia Yim and we can just forget this all happened.
Is that how they're pronouncing his name, Mustafa?
I believe so.
Is that how they're doing this?
I will be honest. I just kind of fast forward through the Reckoning segment, so I don't really listen to it. But I actually watched the Reckoning. I watched Mia Yim's match. And
You watched the Reckoning.
I watched the Reckoning of Mia Yim getting destroyed by Dana Brooke, and they called him Mustafa.
I'm gonna be honest with you, man. That's not Mia Yim. She looks a lot like her, like very identical, but it's not her. You know what I mean? Like when I used to walk down the street back in my day, people thought I was Carlton from The Fresh Prince. They really did. I looked like him, had the little mustache or whatever. Didn't have the beard yet, but I wasn't him. It's kind of the same thing. You know what I mean?
So it's not her twin, just the person who looks very similar to her.
Absolutely. I'd walk down the street, like I said, and they give me $5. I do the little Carlton dance or whatever. But yeah. Anyway, moving on. Let's go to AEW. So without further ado, the Young Bucks put on a banger match against THQ2, the Hybrid 2, the
THQ,
the
video game developers.
I went there. TH2, the Highlighter 2. Can we say that? Yeah. This was good. I thoroughly enjoyed this.
Yeah, I was listening to an interview before the match with the Young Bucks, kind of plugging the book, which I bought. Maybe I'll read it and do a review one day in like 6 months when I actually read it. But they said this was going to be a good old-fashioned spot fest, PWG style, and that's pretty much what it was. I mean, it was fun, high flying. We don't see it too much in AEW in the Young Bucks in particular. Jim Ross probably wasn't the biggest fan of it, but for what it was, as long as they don't do this all the time, I'm okay with it.
Absolutely. Double super kicks, the BTE trigger, Matt coming down on that knee or ankle that he hurt, whatever. Jack Evans, he's starting to impress me. He really is, but that's about it. And Helico, I don't have anything to say about that guy. I'm sorry. Darby Allin has a segment. He's like doing like the ink blotch thing. Or tell me what you see in this image. Yeah, he sees Sting's image and he laughs. What are your thoughts on that?
I thoroughly enjoyed it. It's a lot different than what we've normally seen him like in the park, trying to kill himself. So, I mean, I kind of liked it a lot more toned down and just saying one word answers. And he was describing all members of Team Taz. I enjoyed it quite a bit.
Yes. Brandon, are you going to join Team Taz?
Yeah, I mean, if the price is right.
Yeah,
I am wearing orange.
Absolutely. I'm wearing black. Black and orange is his get up. So, yeah. It just makes sense. We can bring the Bullet Cast title, and then we could have 2 titles in the faction.
All right, but I mean, you have to ask the real champion, Baby Huey, for it first.
I run the show. I can strip him of the title anytime I want.
All right, Vince.
Whoa! Hey, that's a compliment. You know what? I'll take that. Being compared to Vince, that's all right. Just depends in what context. Let me put that out there to the people. Yes, sir. All right. So. Yeah, Cody Rhodes is out there with Arn Anderson. Tony Schiavone's there, and then the Stinger. I can't do the. Can you do the woo? Can you do it?
I don't want people's eardrums to shatter.
I try to do it, but it doesn't come out right. Should I try? Should I do it?
I mean, if you want to.
I'm self-conscious. I don't want to do it. Oh god. Sting comes out there. He gets the mic and uh, he's like, I'm back here on TNT, yada yada yada. Shivani does the "It's Sting," and which I've had some time to think about it, ladies and gentlemen. Tony Schiavone's "It's Sting." Could we say it's the equivalent of JR's "Austin wins, Austin wins, Austin wins"? Can we say that? Can we say that here?
Sure.
Like that's it. Like that's like commentators are known for like Michael Cole. It's boss time or the big dog. You know what I mean? Commentators have that.
Not all of them are good.
I mean, but commentators have that thing for certain characters. That's what I mean.
Like Kevin Kelly doing Destino for like 20 seconds while Naito, which I love Kevin Kelly. I absolutely hate that call.
Really?
That can bugger off.
Oh man.
Because I can't say another word.
But you love you love JR's puppies
or Jerry Lawler's.
Oh, that's right, Jerry Lawler. I haven't had enough caffeine. I'm drinking a bang as we do this, ladies and gentlemen. I'm dragging along, but Cody says I waited a very very long time to share a ring with you. Sting pulls him aside. He's like, "I'll see you down the road, kid." So, what are your thoughts on this?
It was fun to see Sting. The promo itself was kind of awkward and clunky, which is kind of what we know and love from Sting. He's not exactly the best promo. As I said, I think in the click, Sting is the best at doing nothing, which is a compliment, but maybe a little backhanded compliment. But I mean, Sting's promos aren't the best, and so he had to say something. He had to be there, but he wasn't exactly clear on why he's there, what his end game is. So still leaving a little bit out there, a little mystery. Maybe we'll see a Sting in the rafters in the nosebleeds on the other side of Daly's place, opposite of Darby Allin.
Oh yeah, Darby Allin was there. He did point at him, huh? Yeah.
I thought that was the best part of the promo, when Sting was talking about Darby. Now, when he kind of put his attention towards Cody, that's when I thought it kind of lost steam.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, I can't wait to find out why Sting's there. He said he's going to be there for a long time. You can see him down the road, so I guess eventually we're going to get Cody Rhodes versus Sting.
I mean, we keep teasing maybe Cody turns heel. Probably not now because of Kenny, but I think a heel Cody against a babyface Sting could be some fun.
That's all a possibility while I eat a Sun Chip. Are you a Sun Chip guy, Brandon?
Don't have them too often, but underrated chip, I would say.
What's your favorite flavor?
Don't they have like a ranch flavor? I kind of like that one.
No, sour cream and onion.
Okay, that's the one. Yeah, I like that one.
That's what I'm enjoying right now. The orange bag, the harvest cheddar. That's great, but you can't go wrong with the blue, the original. Yes. Mm-hmm. Right after I want to say this about Sting. He has an aura about him, and very few people in the business have that. I mean, Ric Flair has it, Vince has it, Taker has it, Sting has it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like Sting and Undertaker kind of have the perfect gimmick to where they can age, but yet they don't look that old. Like, yeah, his hair is kind of older, but he has a face paint, so it hides it.
I mean, it's a little lighter, but I think that's the color it was like. Or no, he dyed it when he was in WWE. But yeah, I mean, it's not like it's not gray, but it's like a lighter brown.
I will say they probably should ditch the snow, because when Sting came out and he had like snow all up in his hair, it was kind of funny and he lost his aura a little bit to me.
Yeah, I didn't get the snow coming again. Like I don't know why they're doing that. Winter already came. It doesn't need to.
Well, no, winter was coming, and now winter is here.
Okay. So,
go.
like, are they gonna do this in like when it's like 100 degrees in Jacksonville in May? Are they gonna do that?
No, because everyone's going to take the vaccine and we're going to be back to normal, right, Phillip?
Absolutely. We are going to be back to normal. Tell us what happened next with the Taz promo while I talked to my grandma.
Well, as Phillip talks to his grandma, Team Taz had a promo with everybody in the backstage area. We had Taz, we had Powerhouse Hobbs, we had Ricky Starks, we had Brian Cage, and then we had Hook. And Ricky Stark, well, I mean, it was mostly Taz, but then Ricky Starks kind of took over as well. And Ricky talks about how Hook now is training with Team Taz. So we didn't hear from Hook. We don't exactly know what he will be doing, if he will wrestle, if he's just going to be kind of a fall guy or just to get beat up.
He's going to be a lackey. He's going to be a lackey for his daddy.
We shall see. But I mean, once again, strong promo, and as long as they found like the perfect balance. Taz begins, Ricky says, a bulk, and then Cage just kind of either says nothing or says like the very last thing.
Brandon, beat them if you can, survive if they let you.
I've heard that one before.
Yeah, absolutely. I like it. I like it. I've been on a Taz kick lately, man. You know what? If I was a wrestler, I'd steal that. I'm not gonna lie. I'd do that and become like a sadistic.
Taz would come after you if you stole that.
Be like a sadistic heel and just start saying that. Oh yeah, dude. Or put my own little spin on it. I don't know. We'll see. We'll find out. FTR defeats the Varsity Blondes. I kind of like that. I like that. I like that name.
Even though one of them isn't blonde, and it's Brian Pillman, obviously. Of course, he's the one that's not blonde.
He did have the bleach blonde mullet back like a year ago. Maybe she come back. He's a dirty blonde. Could we say that? Dirty blonde.
Sure.
Yeah. Brian Pillman Jr. and Griff Garrison, they're beaten by FTR.
Wait a minute, I thought that was Jungle Boy.
No. Jungle Man. Yeah, man. Yeah, so that's interesting. You know, obviously, Pillman's dad was the Hollywood Blondes with your boy, stunning Steve Austin. Yeah, so what are your thoughts on this match? Awesome double speed. Hey, there you go. Hey, we should be the Hollywood Blondes for Halloween, Brandon.
I mean, I do kind of want to dye my hair blonde because Miro has kind of the same hairline as me. I feel like I can pull that off.
You can. I've always wanted to do it just to like see the reaction on my grandma's face.
Get like a high top, like a nice blonde high top or something.
No, like what I got, like or like what Yeezy had. You know, get like a nice fade.
Get it like my boy Dwayne Wade and get like a little orange green tint to it and look like a tennis ball.
Yeah, I'm not doing that one. Oh Jesus. But the double spear by Pillman to FTR was cool. We haven't seen FTR obviously since or in action since they lost the tag team championship. I feel like they should have been away for a little bit longer. Do you?
I mean, if they're not going to be doing that much, then I'm fine with them kind of stepping back. But I mean, just kind of bring them out, kind of show what they're doing, and then they had a promo afterwards, kind of saying more of the same. That if we were together, we would have won, and so that kind of teases that they will be together next time. So then maybe they have a legitimate chance of beating the Young Bucks for the titles.
Yeah, but all in all, I mean, what do you think of this match?
I thought it was a good match, as I said. Kind of just get FTR out there, kind of remind the people they're here. They're good wrestlers. It's a squash match, kind of, but Varsity Blondes got some action, kind of to show you, look, we got these guys. Maybe in a couple months they'll be something, but FTR was obviously the spotlight here.
After this, what are they, like 4-6 now? So that's an okay record.
They were on. I like how they said that they were on a mini hot streak on Dark, which kind of allowed them to be on the main show, which is just like a nice little detail that they throw out there.
Yeah, but just nobody watches Dark. Just put together a little video package, bro. And I hear these Darks have like 18 matches on them, like more than WrestleMania. What are they doing?
It's just for their people to get wins. That's
Bro,
pretty much all it is.
Dude, like, I just don't take this the wrong way, people, but like the people who are like important mid carders, let them have matches on Dark to start building up the repertoire so we can see them on Dynamite. And once they have like a nice story on Dynamite leading into a pay-per-view, that's when you bring in the next crop of talent to start building on Dark. That's how we do this. And I hear they're thinking about adding a third show. What are your thoughts about that?
Yeah, I was going to bring that up. That we're supposed to have a show, I think, next year. So maybe that kind of takes the place of what you're thinking of, maybe getting like a Thunder type of show to where maybe like the more mid-carders are on that show with an occasional main eventer every now and then. And the Dark is like the Dark stuff.
Yeah, and they're supposed to be adding trios titles.
No more titles.
No more titles. You're fine with them. Well, this next segment, I have some ideas. Hear me out. So Hangman Page is in the bar. Is he interviewed by Marvez? Is that who's interviewing him? I don't remember.
I think it's Marvez. It's like Marvez and Dasha. Those are like the only two, right? Is there another one?
I remember when Dasha does stuff because but yeah. So Alex Reynolds and John Silver, Johnny Hungry, they show up. They agree to be Hangman's partner going up against Matt Hardy and the and oh my God, what are their names? Private Party. There we go.
Party.
Yes, there we go. So if they were to add trios titles, I've said that Hangman Page would join the Dark Order. You know what? Hangman, Reynolds, and Silver, trios champions. I wouldn't mind it. I wouldn't mind it. I really wouldn't. John Silver, he's coming on the up and up. He may be a big breakout star next year for the casties and just in general. I could see the three of them having a trios title run.
Don't exactly know what they're doing with Hangman Page, but I feel like it's a little similar to the storyline they had with Cole Cabana, which they still haven't fully fleshed out, mainly because Brody Lee has been injured and hasn't been on the show in feels like months at this point. So I don't know if it's like too similar to that to go down that road again, but I mean, Hangman, he's kind of spinning his wheels at this point, and if he kind of flirts with Dark Order, but then ultimately kind of, I mean, I don't know if it's like Stella gets her groove back and he like joins the Dark Order, so he has friends, and now he's like badass Hangman again. I don't know, but there's different routes they can go.
Have you seen Stella gets her groove back? Have you seen that?
Of course I have. That's why I said it. Why would I bring something up if I didn't see
Who's
it?
the star in it, Brandon?
Not Stella. I thought it was a trick question. I don't know. I've never seen it.
Wow. Angela Bassett, how dare you? Brandon, you know what? You and I we need to sit down one day or a couple days. You need to watch Friends. You need to watch Stella Gets Her Groove Back. You just need to watch a lot of stuff.
We're going to watch Dave Chappelle and Chappelle Show.
Oh, hey, Vinny, he also said Kevin Hart wasn't funny. I almost slapped him in his face.
I didn't say Kevin Hart wasn't funny. I just said Dave Chappelle is superior. Kevin Hart he does his shtick, and it's funny for what it is. But Dave Chappelle, I think, is better.
Like I said, call me when Dave Chappelle sells out a baseball stadium. That's all I got to say. 40,000 plus, brother. 40,000 plus.
Yeah. Does Kevin Hart carry the world's largest streaming service?
What are you talking about?
Dave Chappelle. He's like the biggest star on Netflix.
No, Kevin Hart is. He just dropped another special. You know, it's hilarious. It's absolutely hilarious. Anyway,
Kevin Hart is on Dave Chappelle's streaming service.
Wow. I don't know. I don't know where to go from there. Kevin Hart's better. That's all I have to say. Dustin Rhodes defeats 10, aka the half repper.
He is a half repper, and if he actually did full reps, his physique would be a little better.
Wow! Oh my God! Brandon's coming after everybody today, ladies and gentlemen. Jesus, you know we should like find a studio again, and then you and 10 should have like a push-up contest. Yeah,
that would not be a fun sight to see because your boy's getting a little soft because these gyms are closed, and I'm too lazy to do stuff at home.
I know what you mean, man. Hey, just hop on that calorie diet like I'm doing, and you'll be all right, brother. Like actually have a neck again. Can we see this, ladies and gentlemen? Yeah. Yes, sir. What do you think of this match?
It's bulking season. That's my excuse.
Okay. You know, it's thick boy season.
But for bulking season, you have to like work out as well, which I'm not doing. But I got the eating part down.
Do some DDP yoga. You'll be fine. What are your thoughts on Dustin versus 10?
It was fine. I mean, more of like kind of a squash match, and then inner circle Dark Order comes out, and we got Evil Uno kind of being back to the original Dark Order being the leader. And I thought it was a fun exchange, you know, the whole 7 shtick. If you know, you know. If you don't, I mean, it's not as funny or as interesting, but I liked it. But I mean, once again, like they're kind of doing the same thing. Like they're trying to recruit Dustin, and then they're trying to recruit Hangman. I know that's kind of their gimmick of like being not a cult. They're not a cult. They're just, you know, a band of brothers and sisters. But we shall see. I think Dustin is going to be taking it. Maybe Hangman is more apt to join Dark Order.
Why would they offer him the number 7, Brandon?
I mean, yeah, that's just what I mean, it's kind of like, you know, when you do join a team, they have a certain numbers available, and 7 was the one that the Dark Order decided to give to Dustin.
Oh, it had nothing to do with him being 7 in WCW with the whole
just a happy coincidence
with the whole white face thing. Any bro character was like, "Yo, this ish is stupid."
And looking into children's windows.
Oh man, he really did do that, huh? Yo, WCW. Who wrote that? I mean, we know who wrote it, but that's just creepy. You oh my God, that makes me uncomfortable now, Brandon. Shaq was on Dynamite.
Shaq was on Dynamite.
He and Brandy Rhodes had a conversation or whatever. Brandy was like, hopefully, you can talk to your girl so we can resolve this. And Shaq, I think he did okay. Uh, Shaq's a goofball. We know this. We know this. And then, Brandy throws water in his face and he's like,
He kind
yeah,
of did like the Hot Ones face.
yeah. So, what are your thoughts on this?
So as I said, when Jade first dropped Shaq's name, it was like Shaq is a babyface. He's always gonna be babyface. He can't be a heel. Now he was kind of like, throwing some jabs out there, Brandy. I did feel like Brandy kind of overreacted a tad bit, which I don't know if that was supposed to be the case, but I mean, I don't know. I don't want to be too cynical about Brandy's character, but I mean, it was kind of like, remember, Shaq was involved in this, so we kind of brought him back. I don't think anything's happening at the very, very moment because Cody's kind of not doing anything. He has this thing with Sting. He's kind of with Taz, and then the Shaq Jade thing is kind of floating out there. So there's just kind of different things Cody can do, but the segment itself, I wasn't the biggest fan of.
I've said it before. I'll say it again. Once again, if you weren't going to bring Shaq in to feud with somebody, it should have been Chris Jericho. There's a connection there. Yeah. Are you missing the connection?
I think, wasn't he like on Raw, like a guest host or something?
He was a guest host. Chris Jericho said, when I heard the most dominant Laker and all of the NBA was coming to host Raw, I thought it was going to be Kobe Bryant. Boom. It's right there. Media connection. Should have did that. Speaking of Chris Jericho, he and the Inner Circle, they have a promo out in the middle of the ring. He says Santana didn't show up. Ortiz is fed up with all of us. Sammy can't trust MJF. Hager and Wardlow keep staring at each other. Yeah, I did kind of enjoy the banter between Wardlow and Hager. You're staring at me. Yeah. What are your thoughts on this whole thing?
I mean, I thought it was fine. I think Sammy's kind of like the baby face in the situation. I guess I still am kind of wondering what Sammy can be as a baby face, but I did kind of like the random exchange at the end with Jake Hager and Wardlow. I thought that was kind of fun. I hope they just kind of squash it for now, and then maybe at the quote unquote out of nowhere, MJF acts up again and maybe tries to take the Dark Order from Chris Jericho, or just breaks off and says, I don't need you guys anymore. I'm done.
Yeah. Or they can just all be serious and start kicking ass. Can we do that? Are we allowed to do that?
I mean, sometimes in AEW I question if you can be serious, but hopefully Inner Circle can be that.
Team Taz is serious.
I said sometimes.
They're all about kicking butt and taking names. I really think we should join Team Taz, Brandon. I'm gonna try to get in contact with Taz, and we're gonna see if we can do this.
Because we're just like Taz. We're short, but don't mess with us.
Absolutely. Would you drop somebody on the head, or would you choke them out, Brandon?
I like dropping people on their heads.
Same. That's why I kind of joined wrestling.
Back in ninth grade during PE, I think it was like a rainy day, so we were inside the portables. Didn't wrestle. I wrestled in 8th grade, and I challenged, or this wrestler dude challenged me in front of the entire class, dropped him on his head, and I have the video like saved on my LG chocolate from 20 years ago, but big pop from the class when I did that.
Hey, can you pull that out right now?
I can't pull it out at the very moment. I don't even know if it's still available.
You know what? Next week we want to see that footage, Brandon.
It's like a picture perfect double. I picked him up. I was like 50 pounds bigger than him, but I still slammed him.
We need to see that footage next week, Brandon. Please look for it. I want to see that. That's awesome, man. But yeah, so hopefully the Inner Circle can just get back to kicking butt and taking names and being serious, like when they first debuted. Like that first episode of Dynamite, man. Really looking back at it, it was nice. Jericho was serious. He wasn't really doing the comedy stuff yet. We came in and he attacked Cody, and he was kind of doing his Japan gimmick with the camera and the flicking him off and all that other stuff. So it was nice. I miss those times, don't you?
I do miss those times. Maybe it would have been better if the Good Brothers would have showed up, but I guess we'll take Jake Hager as a surprise debut.
He's an undefeated MMA fighter. Of course we're going to take the big hurt. Of course we're going to take Jake Hager. Come on now. How dare you?
With one no contest.
Undefeated, baby. Undefeated. All right, the Kingston family defeats Lance Archer and the Lucha Bros. Pentagon gets taken out, so it's just Ray Phoenix and Archer. Yeah, the Blade looked cool. The Butcher looked nice. Eddie Kingston played his part. Allie was there, looking as only Allie can look. Yeah.
Match was fine. Once again, I kind of wish Ray Phoenix wasn't the designated drop guy, but it's kind of what it is at this point. I mean, you got to kind of build up the Kingston family, I guess, but I kind of would just wish you establish the Lucha Bros and Lance Archer as, the dominant force, because I think they are, and they should be a tier above them. I mean, maybe not Lance Archer, but definitely the Lucha Bros.
You know what? They could be. I don't know. I like Eddie Kingston more just because of the promos and stuff. And he has a brawler style. So yeah.
I think promo wise, the Lucha Bros are fine. Yeah, Ray Phoenix speaks good enough English, and Pentagon carries himself like a star. And if he does talk, he means business.
Another guy that has that aura, bro. That's not like Taker or Sting level, but there's an aura. You know what I mean?
Something when you put on like that white face paint.
Absolutely, and you crip walk to the ring with like Hispanic rap playing, and you do the zero mirror things. Just a whole lot of stuff going on there. Abandon, that's what I'm gonna call her. I'm gonna call her Abandon. She defeats Tesha Price. Yeah.
Nobody get hurt. That's all we can ask for.
Who the hell is Abandon, bro? Like, really? Who is this? I know Hikaru Shida came out there. Yo, just put the title on Britt. Like, I don't care, bro. Just put the title on her. Please. Can we do that? Can we do that now?
I mean, you can. You can do anything you want.
Let's just do that from now on. Jesus. God. I'm kind of getting sick of it. Don Callis and Kenny Omega have a promo. Look, this... I knew it all along. I knew this 3 years ago when he was wrestling Okada in Japan. I knew he was a prick. I knew it. He went, oh no, he's a 6 and 7 star god. Oh my God, we love him. He's a despicable human being. Yeah. I feel like Bobby Heenan. When Hogan turned heel, it was like, I told you all along he was a bad guy. Going back to those Hulkamania days in WWF. That's how I feel right now. Yeah. Yeah. Talk about your boy.
I like the promo. I think it was a good first step. I did feel as though it was very repetitive from what they talked about on Impact the night before. I mean, it was very similar into fact, we've been planning this for years and blah, 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 blah. And I mean, I understand like not everybody who watched Dynamite is going to watch Impact, and they didn't really do like a recap of what happened on Impact, mainly because it's kind of the same segment. But I think it's a good first step. I kind of would wish now that Kenny is, full-fledged turn, that he can kind of do without the Justin Roberts intro, the girls with the brooms, and just get to serious, cleaner Kenny. But we shall see. They still are teasing like a big announcement, and I know maybe he's going to be the new Ultimo Dragon and win 20 belts from around the country, around the world.
What if he does the obnoxious entrance, but he's serious and vicious in the ring?
I mean, he can do that, but I feel like the obnoxiousness is kind of like a comedy aspect to it, which, I mean, for better or for worse, Kenny always like has that, where he can be super serious and fantastic in the ring, but he likes to have fun as well.
Notice his hair is kind of going back to the cleaner days. What's up with the North Carolina, Brandon? This is your boy. You should know this. What's going on there?
Does he actually? I don't know if he lives in North Carolina.
I thought he lived in Florida. Do we know where Kenny Omega lives?
I don't know. Let's see if it's on his Wikipedia.
North Carolina. Maybe he should just be from North Carolina.
North Kakalaki.
Oh God. Oh. Hey now, you're an all-star. Get your game on. Go play. So do we know where he's from? I mean, he's from Winnipeg. He's from Winnipeg, but where does he reside? Do we know this?
It says Florida on his Wikipedia page. And what is this? Katshu. I got this.
Oh God.
Katsushika, Tokyo, Japan.
Okay. But nothing about North Carolina. You know what? If I can get on a media call with Kenny, I need to be like, yo, so what's the deal with North Carolina, bud? Like, well, what is this? So yeah, this promo happens. The main event is for the Dynamite Dozen Ring. MJF defeats Orange Cassidy. There was an orange punch, a beach blade, or whatever he calls it. You know, Cassidy does a plancha over the top rope, takes out some of the inner circle. MJF gets Jericho's bat. He does the Eddie spot, drops down. Cassidy doesn't pick it up. Then Cassidy throws it at MJF. He drops down. This was a cluster of all clusters. Miro comes out, clotheslines uh, Orange Cassidy. MJF retains the Dynamite Dozen Ring. Yeah.
Well, I've gone down this deep, dark rabbit hole on Reddit about the North Carolina joke. And one thing that someone points out to me, which kind of makes sense, is it's an homage to Michael Jordan, the greatest of all time, because he played and is from North Carolina. So it makes sense if that is the case. So I don't know if it also says maybe it's an inside joke, but if this is like him being like Michael Jordan, that one makes sense.
Back to this match.
Well, you asked me a question and I answered it for you.
While you talk about this cluster match, I'm gonna go down a rabbit hole of BTE to see if I can find this North Carolina thing.
Well, this match turned into an impromptu lumberjack match. I mean, I liked it. It's kind of they had a cluster, F finish at the end, back-to-back weeks. Maybe I'm not the biggest fan of it because I think AEW should have a little bit more clean finishes, but it's MJF. They're going to do things like that all the time. I thought the in-ring work, I thought the match quality itself, like regardless of the outside interference, I thought was really good. I think they have good chemistry. I don't know if they've wrestled a whole lot like on the indie scene. They probably have because I think they kind of share the same promotions that they've been in, but I liked it. I was kind of wondering like what could they do with Orange Cassidy with the Dynamite ring? It makes sense. Just keep it on MJF. It fits his character. I believe probably this whole ring thing was his, like meant to be for him to begin with, but I liked it. Keep the ring on MJF gives him a little extra boost or a little extra, gimmick for him to play around with. But overall, I mean, it's good. And then it leads into a 14-man tag team match for next week with the Inner Circle taking on everybody who was at ringside for Orange Cassidy, basically.
Okay. Kenny has confirmed. He confirmed this back in November on Twitter. Hate to share industry secrets. He was replying to Lance Storm. Hate to share industry secrets, but it's a tribute to the Chicago Bulls and how they treated Michael Jordan making his entrance. So yeah, it's all a reference to Jordan. Cool. We just had to get that out there to the people.
Because I said it, but it doesn't matter. But Phillip says it, then it's real.
I needed real confirmation, and I heard it from the horse's mouth or the horse's ass. Kenny Omega. Yeah. But all in all, this match was a complete cluster. That's how I feel about it, Brandon. What about you? Did you feel that way?
Yeah, I mean, I think MJF and Orange Cassidy could have had a good match without the 20 extra people at ringside. Just have Wardlow there. You can have the same exact finish with just Wardlow or just another person. You didn't need everybody else out there.
Absolutely. All right, Superstar Spotlight. Who do we got? Who do we got?
Superstar Spotlight. So I have not seen the latest episode of NXT yet, but I do know Karrion Kross is back. Finn Balor will be defending his championship at New Year's Evil. It's not even on New Year's Eve. It's on like the 6th, so a week into the new year. But shout out Karrion Kross. Shout out Scarlett. They back.
Cool. I'm gonna give it to Chris Bay and Rich Swann. This is the first time in 20 years that two black men are going to be main eventing a pay-per-view for a company's world championship. The last time this happened was Booker T and The Rock. Yeah. So yeah, there we go. I'll give it to those gentlemen. Yes, sir.
There we go.
Yes. All right, promo pick of the week, the Championship Ascension. No, not the Ascension, but the Championship Ascension ceremony. December 9th, 2013. Everybody's in the ring. If you were a WWE champion, if you were the World Heavyweight Champion, or if you had the honor of being both, they were suspended above the ring so John Cena and Randy Orton could clash in a TLC match to find out who was going to be the undisputed WWE World Heavyweight Champion. Randy Orton got to this position because he cashed in a Money in the Bank on someone at that year's SummerSlam. Yeah.
But we all know what this segment is actually about. I mean, it's all about that guy who Randy Orton cashed in on.
Oh, but I thought it didn't happen. Just contradicted yourself.
I blocked out my mind, but you kind of just joggled it a little bit.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So that happened. Do you remember this? Do you care? Yeah.
I mean, I definitely remember this. This is one of the marquee moments of Daniel Bryan, and after he got cashed in on, they had all those matches with Randy Orton, never put the title on him, and then they just kind of ignored him. And Daniel Bryan was just kind of awkwardly standing there. CM Punk is in the background. I'm pretty sure you've seen the GIF a billion times of him like just shaking his head with Triple H right in front of him. And I mean, I think this was like one of the moments that CM Punk kind of realized, like, yeah, maybe I shouldn't be with this company anymore because they are treating Daniel Bryan like this, and they kind of treat me even worse, and I'm out. Peace.
So Daniel Bryan's to blame. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, it's all Daniel Bryan's fault.
Absolutely. Jesus, hippie. I'm just kidding. I love you, Daniel. I love you. I love you, brother. I love you. All right, Brandon. What's our close match pick of the week?
Well, our close match pick of the week, I have to go to the Wikipedia here because there's just so many names to rattle off. We're going to Starrcade 2000. This is a ladder match for the number one contender to the WCW Cruiserweight Championship. So we got 3 count, Shane Helms and Shayna Moore, taking on the I think it's a young, but it's with the J. The Young Dragons, Kaz Hayashi and Young Yang, with Leah Meow and Evan Karagias and Jamie Noble. So bam, I'll be honest, I have not seen this match yet, but I was like, you know what? Let's throw out some Starrcade 2000, and that was the only match that kind of seemed nice to watch.
What else happened at Starrcade 2000?
Well, we'll just run down the card here. We had Lance Storm taking on Ernest the Cat Miller. We had Terry Funk taking on Crowbar for the Hardcore WCW Hardcore Championship. Big Vito and Reno taking on Chronic. Mike Awesome and Bam Bam Bigelow. We got General Erection taking on Shane Douglas. The Harris Brothers and Jeff Jarrett taking on the Filthy Animals. The Insiders, which is DDP and Kevin Nash, taking on the Perfect Event, Chuck Palumbo and Sean Stasiak. Goldberg taking on Lex Luger. And in your main event, we talked about at the beginning, Scott Steiner taking on Sid Vicious.
That's an interesting card.
And you wonder why I picked the opener.
Okay. Follow us on Twitter at Bulletcast, Instagram, the Bulletcast, YouTube channel.
And looking on the card, this is the longest match of the show at 13 minutes, 49 seconds. Maybe that's a good thing.
Yeah, I would hope so. Follow us on Twitter at Bulletcast, Instagram, the Bulletcast, YouTube channel, the Bulletcast. Email us Bulletcast2 is in the number 2, sweet SWET@gmail.com. 99.9 FM Cadam in Watsonville. iTunes, SoundCloud, Stitcher, TuneIn, iHeartRadio, Anchor, Spotify, Patreon. We're all over the damn place. Thank you guys so much. We hit 200 episodes, like we've said many times again. It's a great accomplishment. I want to thank the people. Thank you guys. Oh, yes. Check out my interviews, please, with Brandon from GSW, Global Syndicate Wrestling in New York. Their first show is February 21st of 2021. And I interviewed Latina Heat Shaw Guerrero. One of my best interviews, absolutely. She was so just welcoming and generous and kind with her time. And you know, she has an aura about her. Like Eddie had an aura too, and you kind of get those vibes, you know, once she turns it on. So that was really cool. Thank you, guys. Oh no, you got something.
I would like to I know we don't talk about the ratings all that often, but right now AEW 995,000, NXT 659,000. So AEW big win over NXT this week.
They had a big win over them last week too. Yeah. NXT Trips, Paul, Uncle Paul, step your game up, Papa Trips. You gotta do it. Come on, bud. Yep. All right, guys, that is going to do it. Stay clean, stay strong, stay safe, stay quarantined. Diamonds are forever. So is the microphone beside.
Faces in the dirt, you'll know your death is what I seek. We are the